into new parameters in your life, opening up to new doorways in your life, and opening up to new opportunities in your life where that is concerned. As you're moving into a fruition of the new where that is concerned, as you're now moving into your new month of April where that is concerned, in April that is opening up to the awakening of the heart where that is concerned, the awakening of the beingness of you, the full awakening of the beingness of you, and moving into a peacefulness within the depth and breadth of your heart space, as you're transitioning into the new where that is concerned, as you are continuing the transition into the new beingness of self where that is concerned, as you have now moved through the first 3 months of your year of 2023, and now moving into the fourth month of your year of 2023, and opening up to the beingness of self where that is concerned, and continually opening up to the beingness of self where that is concerned, as you're moving into the depth and breadth of your heart space, and moving into a serenity of self. Your month of April is moving into a deeper sense of serenity of self, a deeper sense of acceptance of self, a deeper sense of beingness of self where that is concerned, and moving into a greater depth of loving, honoring, and valuing yourself where that is concerned, as you have now moved the extraneous aspects of the old wounding where that is concerned, that you have held on to where that is concerned. Many have moved to a place where they have released most of what has been the harbinger of their wounding where that is concerned. The attachments to mom and dad where that is concerned. Letting go of blaming and shaming mom and dad as the source of your wound where that is concerned. What you are realizing now as you move into your month of April, you are now releasing the sources of your wound where that is concerned. You are now releasing that wounding where that is concerned. You are aware of the wounding as it comes up and surfaces, as the feelings come up and surfaces, and quite possibly at times trauma comes up in services, but you are now celebrating the tools that you have to move through all of that where that is concerned. And the reason why you are celebrating the tools and beginning to utilize the tools, because you've gained a greater sense of self. Each and every one of you have gained a greater sense of who you are where that is concerned. In this present time-space continuum, the moments of now where that is concerned, or the adult self where that is concerned. Each and every one of you are moving to a greater discernment, and have moved to a greater discernment between the adult in the present moment of now and the wounds of the child where that is concerned. You are making a delineation. You are making in many ways a separation where that is concerned. Here I am as the adult. These are the wounds of the child. The feelings that are surfacing, I am having these feelings. But as I endeavor to live from the soul perspective where that is concerned, and move from the soul space where that is concerned, I am realizing that what transpires in my life is based upon that soul plan where that is concerned, and thus living from that soul perspective. What you are realizing now, dear ones, is that you are now separating the adult from the child, but moving together where that is concerned. What we mean by that is you are delineating and differentiating more than you ever have before from the adult to the child where that is concerned. That is the wounds of my child. I am the adult in the here and now. And with my tools and what I have learned, I can now nurture that child, but stay in the adult space in the here and now where that is concerned, and thus moving into more powerfulness of self. Because, dear ones, as you know, it is the wounded child that feels powerless to mom and dad. Because, dear ones, everything that the child understands is based upon life and death, mom and dad taking care of them. And now that you've moved into a healthier adult state where that is concerned, more aware and conscious of the wounds of the child, you can now nurture that child, nurture yourself through any situations that transpire in your life that trigger feelings, that trigger wounding, that triggers trauma where that is concerned, and triggers old memories where that is concerned. You can now move into the adult space and take care of yourself. Take care of that wounded child. But you are no longer blaming the source of the wound. You are no longer shaming the source of the wound. You are moving out of the victim state of consciousness where that is concerned, is that my wounding is because of mom and dad. Yes, that is true, dear ones. For they were simply living their path in this lifetime. But now you are moving to a differentiated state of being, differentiating between the adult and the wounds of the child where that is concerned. And thus, as you move into your month of April, you are now opening to that full beingness of yourself. As we said, dear ones, as you move into the year of 2023, and after, dear ones, the movement that preceded the movement into 2023, the movement from 2022 into 2023. We said to you, dear ones, that your first 3 months of your year will be months of transition and assimilation into the beingness of self. As you move into your month of April, a month of fruition of the beingness of self, you are now moving into a greater depth of the beingness of who you are, where that is concerned. The greater depth of the beingness of who you are, but that is moving to an ascended consciousness within your being. We'll say that again, dear ones. You're moving into a greater sense of beingness of who you are. That, dear ones, may be in your conceptual mind. But now for many, it is moving from the conceptual mind into the heart space, and you are being it. Thus, raising your consciousness to just being who you are and knowing that who you are is of value. Knowing that who you are is honored. Knowing that who you are is loved. You are moving to that new state of consciousness that you are worthwhile. You are worthy to be loved for who you are. Many are now moving that from the conceptual mind into the beingness state in your heart space and beginning to live it from the heart space as it permeates throughout your physical beingness. You're allowing yourself to be who you are and know that you are loved for who you are. This month of April, in many ways, is the fruition of that for many, is the beginning of that for many. As you move into your spring solstice, a solstice, a period of time, an episode of time of new beginnings, many now are moving into the new beginning of the beingness of self.